I'm Dr. Andrew, the founder of Predenting Dental School Admissions Advising and the only dental school admissions advisor in the world who has served on the AADSAS Advisory Board. And in this video, I'll be interviewing my pre-dental client, Ali. Ali wanted to get accepted to his dream dental schools, and we were able to make that happen, getting him to both dream dental schools, that is UCLA and UCSF, saving him over $100,000 compared to the cost of attendance to the out-of-state dental schools and private schools. After the interview is over, I'll let you know how you can work with my team of former admissions officers and admissions experts and I if you would like to get results like Ali, and if you want, you can book a time to speak with me for free.
My only regret, I would say, about my experience with pre-denting is that I didn't get started sooner. I feel like if you're a pre-dental and you really want your application in good hands, go with pre-denting. I have absolutely no regrets. I'm incredibly happy with my results. I'm going to my dream school, going to be living in my dream city. So, I think Andrew and his team had a lot of effect on getting me to where I am right now. So, 2 thumbs up, definitely recommend. My name's Ali Saburi. I grew up in San Diego and I attended UC Santa Cruz for my undergrad education, and I'll be starting dental school at UCSF next fall.
When you were getting started with this whole process of getting ready to apply to dental school, what was it that made you want to seek out an expert to work with in terms of going through the application admissions process?
So I'll say that writing definitely isn't my strong suit by any means. And, from like the personal statement to, secondary essays, even like the activity descriptions, there is a ton of writing. And, while I feel like I put in the work in undergrad and like getting experiences in the dental field, framing that in the best possible light, I feel like is where I really wanted to capitalize. And that's where I was looking to reach out to someone with more experience and, just get some guidance on that to make sure I really hit the nail on the head.
Before you started this process and before we started working together, did you ever think there could be that much like intricacies or like strategies into each of these different parts of the process?
No, not at all. I wish I actually I feel like going into it, I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. I knew that there were going to be activity descriptions, stuff like that, but to think that there was even this level of detail or like thought that you could put into it to really put yourself ahead, make yourself sound unique, and really just from every corner of the application, really start shining out your unique characteristics. That did not cross my mind. And I feel like that's a huge takeaway I got. And I'm sure it played a role in getting me where I got.
Yeah. And let's talk about that. When interview season came around in its entirety, how many interviews did you end up getting into what schools?
So yeah, I got 7 interviews. I didn't go to 2 of them. I went to 5. The 2 I didn't go to were AT Still ASDO and UPenn. And the ones I did go to were UCSF, UCLA, Midwestern, Western U, and NYU.
And then of those 5 you attended, where did you get accepted?
I got into NYU, Midwestern, and UCLA and UCSF, with UCLA and UCSF going into the process being like my top 2 choices for a great many reasons.
So important point that you mentioned was UCLA and UCSF, the dream schools, also in-state schools for you. Have you looked into what that looks like in terms of cost to attend compared to out-of-state schools?
Yeah, on top of just like the incredible education and the opportunities available at UCLA, UCSF, not to mention like just the location. The cost is it's between in-state and out-of-state is staggering, and that's something that maybe way in the beginning of the process I might not have been considering so deep. But once you start seeing those figures and you see, you could be saving $200,000, $300,000 in some cases going in-state and out-of-state. It's really a no-brainer, and it made an enormous difference for me in terms of me selecting where to go. I got all the schools I got into, I would have been happy to attend, but the financial aspect was definitely a big decision maker for me.
Yeah, getting into those, what are the number 5 and number 6 dental schools in the world and saving a couple $100,000 isn't too bad of a deal.
I wouldn't say so.
So once you got interviews and we started working together for interview prep and really getting great at ace those interviews, how did you find that to be?
I think the interview prep was incredibly helpful. I think I had a bit of a misguided view on how to go about answering some of these interview questions, and we definitely ironed that out right at the start. I mean, not only like brainstorming and helping me, really frame and come up with answers to these common and more obscure questions, but even going through some of the more little things that do end up making a huge difference at the end.
So getting accepted to some of the best dental schools in the world is extremely difficult. UCSF being number 5, as of recently, UCLA being number 6. What do you think led you to be in a position to get those kinds of results?
I would definitely say start early. I think that's one of the things that I could have maybe done better on, and it would have taken a little bit more of the stress off of the process. Get started with your personal statement early. Start, if you haven't already, start getting to know your professors so you can gear up to ask for really good personal letters of recommendation. Sit in the front row, ask tons of questions, go to office hours. Yeah, I feel like everything takes a little bit more time than you'd expect. It surely did in my case, and it is a rolling admission cycle. So the sooner you get that application in, the better your chances are, and that's like something you should definitely consider is get started early. And yeah, I'd say that's my biggest piece of advice.
I like it. And definitely amen to all that. Would you recommend other pre-dentals use predenting?
Oh, absolutely. I have zero regret. My only regret, I would say, about my experience with pre-denting is that I didn't get started sooner. I feel like if you're a pre-dental and you really want your application in good hands, go with pre-denting. I have absolutely no regrets. I'm incredibly happy with my results. I'm going to my dream school, going to be living in my dream city. So, I mean, I think Andrew and his team had a lot of effect on getting me to where I am right now. So 2 thumbs up, definitely recommend.
Happy to hear that and stoked for you in getting into those acceptances. Having gone through this, do you think the investment was worth it?
I would say so, 100%. I mean, I feel like anything this important, and this is by far one of the most important applications I see myself submitting throughout the entire course of my life, something this important, I think is worth really investing in something of quality. And I feel like putting that investment into you and your group really paid off. And I would recommend it for anyone that really values, quality help through the process.
Well, sweet. Thank you for sharing kind of your story and the work we did together throughout this process and those killer results, hit an absolute grand slam throughout this process. You should be very proud of yourself. And it's been an absolute pleasure working with you throughout this process and keep in touch and go out there and crush it in dental school.
Will do, man. It was a pleasure working with you too. Seriously.
If you'd like access to the same strategies, the same mentorship, and the same coaching so you can get results like Ali, click the link below to schedule time to speak with me about helping you get accepted to your dream dental schools.